right. You should be able to hear us and see us now. Everybody's finished stuffing their faces, so we have a game to play. Anyone out there, let us know if the audio is okay, but we are here for some first edition Dungeons and Dragons, playing through the Temple of Elemental Evil. We are down to Dion tonight. He is safe travels to you, buddy. He is going to the land of post-apocalyptic goodness, California. So hopefully he will return to us safely next week. But we do have tonight Jeff. Who you playing? What level are they?
I am playing Talina, and she is a fighter druid. And she's all together, I think, 5th level. Yeah, so I think she's the baby of the bunch, or was.
Mm-hmm. Friendin.
I'm playing Grown Wolf, who is a 7th level magic user, 3rd level cleric elf. And at some point tonight, I may have to hit this button a few times that I've installed specifically for Richard.
How unfortunate that it's all cut off on the actual feed.
Oh,
It can be
shit.
seen on the Zoom call.
Yeah, I know it. That'll show up. That will show up.
No, it won't. Now it will. Now.
Yes, indeed. Richard.
Hi, I am Richard, and I am playing Tristan, the remuneration redistribution expert. And they are level 8 right now. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
It's good to know what level you are. It really is. Oak.
Hey, this is Oak. I'm playing Thybor, the level 8 half-orc warrior. Ugly but lovable.
Yes. Ugly I'll buy. I'm not sure about the lovable part yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Right. So last time you managed to get yourselves out of a little town called Nolb. That's within spitting distance of where the ruined temple is supposed to be. And while you were there, you picked up some work because, work is always good. A particular character named Bruce and his band of 6 men needed some help locating the very temple that you're yourselves trying to locate. On the way out of town, some of the residents decided to, put their nose in it and let Bruce and company know that they're not wanted in the area, and particularly not in the area where the temple is supposed to be. Some fighting broke out, and Bruce and crew throw you to the wolves by shouting out at the town that they had nothing to do with the murder that just happened on the town's banks. A little money thrown to Thybor alleviated that for now, and you guys continue on. All right, so you cross the bridge. You get into the forest land proper after a half hour or so away from Nolb. He is consulting a map that you guys saw spread out across the table when you first met him. It's not a great map. Just kind of outlines the forested area with a couple of information points here and there, and a broad area that's been kind of pinned in of where the temple might be. This kind of jives with information that Talina has as well. So, what or where do you want to take up in the party line? Bruce is happy to have people scout ahead, or if you want to stay with his men, that's fine as well.
I'm gonna ride with him.
Yeah, I don't want him out of my sight. I'm with
Kristen wants to
Thybor.
scout ahead, and that's fine. Or our druid and rogue. People that can actually sneak.
Can do.
I had too much of a incident with him last time. I'm not leaving.
You're not going to leave the area. Okay, so it's just Tristan scouting up ahead.
Does he even know I'm part of this party right now, Bruce?
Yes, he in fact does. But are you scouting invisible, or are you scouting visible?
Yes, I'm doing it invisibly.
Okay.
I mean, if I need to signal back to the party, then I will become visible.
Okay.
But yeah.
So is it a lone horse without a rider that we're seeing, or are you doing this on foot?
I guess I'm doing it on foot. Otherwise, that would be stupid to have an invisible rider going, yeah, yeah, you can't tell where I am.
You're doing it on foot because otherwise you'd be hoofing it.
Duh.
Ooh. So it begins.
Yes.
Indeed.
All the puns, all the puns. Okay, so how far
You gotta
ahead do you
rein
want
it
to
in.
scout? Just within hailing distance?
Yeah, sure. Within shouting distance is
Within
good.
shouting distance. Okay, I'll tell you what. Make me a d6 roll. No reason. Just like to see the dice roll.
Well, for no reason, I have
No,
rolled a
for no reason.
5.
Okay. So the paved road going into Nulb quickly becomes overgrown with weeds. It doesn't look like anyone has spent a lot of time taking care of it, at least, after you're a good mile or so away from Nulb. It's still there, it's still helpful for people bearing carts, especially during rains or monsoon seasons, but very overgrown. You're not really seeing any other traffic. This is not a major hub by land, although by sea it does get a fair amount of trade. The only thing of interest is there seems to be a flock of birds that is keeping pace with Bruce and company further back. It's kind of like circling, almost like buzzards, but they don't really look like buzzards. The wingspan isn't quite there. They're fairly high in the sky as they're just kind of dots that you're able to make out here and there. Other than that, it's quiet. It's really nothing else of interest.
Not a flock of seagulls, are they?
Can I make anything
Oh,
out
atrocious.
with my druid abilities?
All of you guys can roll me a d6 that are back with the party as well. Talina, you noticed the birds at first as well. And, you notice the birds. And at first you think that, it's maybe they're carrion feeders. You don't think too much of it. They're fairly high in the sky. And then you take another look as you stop and stand up in your saddle and take another good look. Yeah, they're not high in the sky. They're actually unusually large birds. They're actually unusually large ravens. So yes, scavenger birds, but unusually large.
Have I heard tell of these types of birds?
You're new to the region, so no. Although they look like ravens. There's very little difference other than the fact that they're larger.
You don't know where you would have heard of them.
About the size of a small dog.
Well, I make everyone else aware of it, and looks like we have some company.
All right. Bruce looks in the air. He catches the eye of some of his men who load up crossbows, and they take a few pot shots at the ravens who just, climb higher, and they kind of dissipate. They stop circling. It's like, waiting on a meal, perhaps. Carrion birds. No matter. That seems to have put paid to them. And you're noticing now, Talina, that they're not circling anymore. They just scattered.
Okay.
Now that we've been made aware, can I tell roughly how far away or how many, from where I'm at with the secondary group?
There's about half a dozen of them. And once the crossbows started flying, they scattered pretty quickly. They climbed higher, get out of range, and just scattered.
Anybody get a hit?
No. Nothing fell out of the sky anyway. Out of range for crossbow.
In case they come back.
I'm sorry? In case they come back, what, Fiber?
Yeah, just keep an eye, just in case they start forming back up.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Another hour of travel or so. You're now several miles away from Nulb, and this is where he's deciding. Okay, we're going into the forest now, so dismount. It's pretty thick in here. Should be maybe a half hour of travel. We should hit some edge of the ruins and be able to figure it from there.
And we bring the cart.
Can you bring the cart? No.
No. Okay.
I
Then-
just realized I am showing the stream the non-GM, or I'm showing the stream the GM map. So let's.
Oh, we've been learning all the secrets if we've been watching the stream. Here we are.
Yeah.
You know what
Good
that
to know.
is? That's just punishing us for not being attentive to the stream feed as players. That's what that is.
All right. Just hadn't said anything yet.
Oh shit! Oaks got the inside line.
If I wanted to cheat, I could just go to my bookshelf.
Yeah,
there is
exactly.
There is that.
I've got at least 3 different editions of Temple of Elemental Evil up there.
Only 3.
And,
Well,
I'm
you
gonna buy
know the-
fourth one. I'm gonna buy the 4th one, but
Mhm.
Oh, the new Goodman Games
Yeah.
one is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
looks nice. That looks.
It
really
does.
nice.
Yeah, that's $100 right there for
Yeah.
2 books.
I know. Well, it's a good thing we didn't run afoul of that, because we wouldn't be playing the Temple of Elemental Evil. We'd be playing the Temperamental Evil, and that would be the DM. So we aren't incurring wrath, thankfully.
All right. So after a bit of travel, cutting a path through the woods that doesn't look like there has been much traffic through here at all. Like you're really not seeing. You're having to cut your way and hack your way through the forest. It doesn't look like even woodcutters or trappers have been through here in a while. And eventually, you hit the overgrown outside edge of the ruins, which is on your map now. You guys are coming in around here. So the walls are all crumbled. They're not more than 3-4 feet high in places here and there. You could tell at one time these were a good 20 feet. But they've been destroyed. The only thing that's still tall is this tower here on the corner. Still rises a few stories, although the top has been shattered. It's overgrown with just ivy, moss. Certain mushrooms are growing in cracks. The door, or what was once the front end of this walled area, is just complete rubble. The rubble is like a good 2-3 feet deep, making passage into it. Going to be a little treacherous here. But, he marks it on the map, and he starts asking his men to walk it off, to pace the area, to figure out how big the outside dimensions of the ruins are. It looks like there's certain data he is supposed to be collecting. Half his men start doing that. The other half he assigns to you, Thyber, and says, scout it out, make sure that, see if you can find any signs of anyone else coming through here, anyone using it of late. Just make the rounds.
So, Talina, do we think, and I say this quietly, do we think that letting these people collect this data will run afoul of your druid friends and the whole don't let people know where this is? Should we be letting Bruce be on the loose?
eventually no. But for right now, this is added manpower.
Okay.
Have a good eye of where they are.
Okay.
And Bert,
Mhm.
we're gonna, when we park the cart, I'm sure since we got the bag of holding, right? We have a bag of holding.
Yeah, Tristan's got it.
You know,
Oh,
we
yes.
loaded it up with whatever gear we would need, and we take Lucas with us.
In the bag, though.
Right.
He's in the bag.
You sure you don't want to leave Lucas back with the cart?
No,
Up to you. Nope, you're going to bring Lucas. All right.
And also Rusty.
A full-sized Rusty?
Yeah,
Okay.
at this point.
All right. All right. Some of the Bruce's men who are familiar with what Rusty is, stay away, give him plenty of room. But you've been feeding Rusty on the regular, so he's quite tamed at this point. The thing that Talina does notice almost right away, though, when you start, everybody breaks up, starts pacing it off, starts poking around at the outside of the ruins, is that in the shattered top levels of this tower that still stands, there are several of those very large ravens roosting.
I have a feeling they're information gatherers. I say to the group, not to the other people. But I'll mention when I do talk to the group, unless I say otherwise, I'm just talking to our guys, you know. But whoever's near me, like you said, Sotowoche, you know, I'll just say, I have a feeling they're watching us and gathering intel of their own.
You're friendly with the animals, like Odette was. Can you talk to them?
I can try to approach them, and I do have the spell Speak with Animals if I need it.
Might be worth a try.
Yeah.
Also, if nobody's noticed how big this place is, 1 square is 30 foot.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
very large wall.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, the key at the bottom right. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy.
Anybody want to take charge of Rusty while I go see if I can talk to him, or somebody come with me or whatever?
I can watch Rusty. Worst case, I can shrink him down if he gets hungry and feed him a tiny little tidbit of iron.
There we go. Yeah, because like I had said during downtime, I kind of been training him and getting him to know everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. So,
Absolutely.
or as much as it's worth. And,
While they're doing that, I got AFK real quick. Sorry,
Sure.
wife needs something.
Yep, that's fine. So, Talina, you want to approach the outside of the tower. Again, it still rises, a good 20, 30 feet into the air. It was once much higher than that, but the upper floors have been shattered. You see these dog-sized ravens just kind of hanging out in the ruined top.
And let's see here. Close to making contact, but not quite that near, I will cast Speak with Animals.
What's the range on Speak with Animals?
Let's see here. Range is 0.
Yeah, they're too far away. They have to be right next to you.
Yeah, so I'm going to be going. I just wanted to have it ready so that I don't have to goobity goo while I'm in front of them.
Well, you kind of have to. You can't pre-cast a spell.
Oh, because it has a duration of, well, I guess
Yeah,
so. Okay.
but the target has to be within your range when you cast it.
Got you. All right, well, then I'll go up there.
So how are you getting up there? You want to climb the ivy that's on the outside of the tower? That seems the most expedient route. I mean, the stones have a lot of gaps and holes in them, but the ivy seems to be pretty firm.
I'm going to use my identify plants.
You don't
Is
have
it
to. It's a very common creeper. It's not like poison oak or anything like that.
Okay, and I'm also looking for any kind of living plant that's going to go out and grab me and,
Sure.
Bert,
Make me a
you
D6.
wait until Oak is out of the stream to call him poison. I think that's kind of cowardly, You should...
All right, 2. Is that your roll? Or is that an old roll?
on mine?
Yeah. I asked for a D6 roll. Did you roll that 2, or is that an old roll?
No, I did not.
Okay.
That's an old one. Let me get you. There we go.
Perfect. Everything that's growing here looks completely natural of the area. There's some moss, lichen, a few mushrooms growing out of damp places here and there. Everything looks as it should. None of it is particularly an irritant or anything like that.
All right. Well, then I will start my way.
Okay.
Using the vines.
Sure. You start climbing. Within the first 10 feet, you come across basically an arrow slit, and you look in, and it's just completely dark. It's just, you really can't see too far further than what the light penetrates in, which is just a couple of feet. So you're really not making anything out. and you just continue to climb. Um, do you
That arrow
have?
slit is a good entryway, though. If we have,
Well, no. These are arrow slit holes. I mean, they're only
no,
only.
yeah, but if we have a mage who could
Well,
make
that's
us
true. Yeah,
that,
yeah, that is
well,
true. So you continue climbing. Do you have any kind of skill with climbing? Either mountaineering, survival is fine.
yeah, I have the survival.
Okay, what's
I
your
have
dex?
survival and hunting. I don't know if hunting's
Yeah,
climbing.
survival's fine. What's your dex?
My deck 16.
You have no problem. You don't need to roll. So it's going to take you a little bit to get. My mic went. Can you guys still hear me? Hello? Man. Okay, so you can hear me, but I can't hear you, it seems like. Give me just a second. All right. Oh, you guys are speaking. Okay. There we go. I can hear you now. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody listening to the stream, let us know if you can't hear me or the players. Everything looks like it's doing well. My meters are bouncing, but who knows? Who knows? Talina's climbing the tower. What are the rest of you guys doing? Babysitting Rusty on the ground. All right, good enough. Bruce is continuing to make notes as his men call out dimensions of the wall. Tristan, what are you doing? They can't hear us. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Let's see if that works or not. This requires you guys to actually speak. This. Okay, hold on.
Oh, I am saying words. Words are being said here. They are exciting and important words that you should be able to hear. If you can't hear them, why? It's like the.
I can hear.
You can hear.
I
Oh
can hear.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's very low.
It is low, but I can hear you.
All right, let me boost it up, and hopefully that will do it. You can hear me as well, right?
Now there are words being said.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you, Bert.
Everything's low.
Everything is low.
Yeah, seems it. Yeah.
You can hear everything now. Well, hopefully that wasn't just me fucking up some way.
You know what, though?
But I don't think so.
if it was super low, you might have had to have had your volume cranked because
My
I know
volume is always at the max. Because,
Mine too, okay,
Hey,
okay.
it is.
Yeah, mine
Well,
is.
let's carry on. Hopefully that that will work. I just turned up all the meters. Am I low as well, or is it just the
You
players?
were.
You're loud and clear.
I'm loud and clear. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys are as well.
Okay.
All right. So Tristan, what are you doing?
I really don't know. I am not entirely certain why we are here, having not remembered why we got down here. I could go and help Talina if she wanted help, because I can climb, and if I'm invisible, I can act like a window, and the birds can just fly into me and then fall to the floor.
All right. So you're going to climb as well,
Well, I
invisibly.
asked Talina if she wants
Yeah.
any help. If she doesn't, then I'll just stay down here and help make a fire or something.
That's
for the camp.
perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
He's,
All right.
he's the best comrade. He's invisible. Yeah.
All right.
Like all my friends in real life.
You guys get to the top of the tower. It looks like this was used to be about halfway up the tower. It is just completely a bunch of debris now. You can't see down into the tower itself. It's just like there's at least 2 levels of rock just crushed and destroyed and just piled on top of what remains of the tower below. So you get up. It does not disturb the ravens. They do spread their wings out. They got like almost a 4-foot wingspan, and they shift around a bit. But otherwise, they don't seem to be annoyed at you. They're actually remarkably quiet, not cawing. As Talina, you get over the top.
Okay.
Thiber, what are you doing?
I'm going to be keeping an eye on Bruce, making sure he's not alternate plans with his men once we're out of sight.
Now, Oak sounds quiet to me, but I did catch that. So you're staying with Bruce?
Yeah, or at least keeping him in range,
Okay, yeah, not a problem.
visual range.
He seems to be just waiting for his men to call out after they've paced the walls, what the dimensions are. People are calling out what they see through the walls. Yeah, and so they're just making the rounds all the way around. All right, Talina, you're up in front of the large ravens.
Okay, and I cast, and on roll 20, I posted the spell. So it basically, it allows me to speak in an amicable way. I'm going to use the greeting that generally we're taught in Druidic school to use for, the bird folk. And hopefully they'll respond in kind. So I introduce myself. And I say, greetings. I am Talina Amran of Ratik, and my companions and I have arrived and are here.
We seem to have switched places with Richard and Viper. Okay, so, but the birds kind of cut you off as you introduce who you are, and they say, "You're intruders. The feeders have been notified. Soon we'll feast on your corpses."
We just came to learn.
They all kind of nod in unison. Seeking of knowledge is good. You learn by devouring the eyeballs.
Did you summon the feet? What did you call them? The feeders?
They call them the feeders, yeah.
Yeah. You summon them? We mean no harm. We only wish to learn.
You're in a place that you shouldn't be. They kind of move around, a little agitated on their perches, but they're staying pretty much still.
Do your people know of my people? I try to speak in the Druidic tongue.
Well, you can't really. The spell allows for communication in its own way. We know you're the two-leg, the humans. Your character's human, right, Jeff? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She's human.
Mm-hmm.
Are the ones who have been summoned humans as well?
Some.
From where do they come? How can we greet them? Where will we meet them?
They'll greet you soon enough.
When the moon rises?
So they all kind of squawk as they all, like in choruses, say "soon, soon, soon" as they repeat the word.
And then you'll feast?
Make a charisma check for me.
Sure. I'm an 18.
Okay. It's like we will feast upon the dead. We'll take their knowledge from devouring their eyes.
Can we go below and avoid them?
They're actually fairly intelligent. Turn back now and you'll avoid it. You'll avoid being a feast.
From what area do they come? Do they come from the rising of the sun or the lowering of the sun?
You know, some of them take off and kind of circle above you. And they say, the feeders are here. The feeders are here now. Soon they will show themselves.
It's like I'm talking to myself, but I acknowledge for Richard's character. I'm sorry, I don't have it. I don't.
Fiber.
No,
Richard's
Tristan,
character is Tristan.
not Oak or Fiber.
Yes, because you moved video.
Exactly.
I'm prettier than this man.
To go down and to give word. Like I'm saying to myself, I must give word, I would think. Every fiber in my being says so.
Yep, so you'll have to translate for Tristan what just...
I was going to
what
say,
you
I have
talked
no idea
about.
what you
Yeah.
said. I don't speak
Yep.
Raven.
Oh no, I say it in like non-druidic. I say it.
Right?
Right,
you-
but
I
they
know
don't
what
reply
your-
back in the same.
No, I don't mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean the.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
Right, but I haven't heard what the Ravens have said.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to warn the people about. You
I
haven't
see.
said anything like that. So
Yeah. Well, then, yes, you're right. I would mention the foes are coming, then we should prepare for them. Too bad those below won't be ready.
I like the idea that you could turn to Tristan and you're like, I have something to tell you. The Ravens have spoken to me. They said, caw, 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 caw.
all right. Well, I mean, on hearing this exciting, important news, I will carefully, slowly make my way down. and
You are
then rush
invisible.
over at the last bit.
You
Yes,
are
I'm still
invisible.
invisible
Okay.
at the moment.
Warning!
Yeah.
You raise your hands to mimic the birds and lose purchase of the vines and fall.
All right, so you're back down, and Drone Wolf is the one who is down there with the rust monster, keeping Rusty on a leash. Close by is Thiber and Bruce, as Bruce has been continuing to call back information.
All right. Well, I mean, I will pass. As I'm go past Grone Wolf, I will say, "Enemies coming. Be ready." And then I will tell Grone Wolf a more full explanation. Unless they're like, "Hey, circle up near me," I will say while being invisible.
Okay.
We need code words. Strawberry 23! Strawberry 23! Everybody gets in a circle, spears out.
So I don't remember if it was this game or the other BX game where they just do this complicated thing of charade, to do a battle language. It's like, you want a what? All right, so after Bruce's men get get dimensions from the outside, he orders 6 of his men to breach the gates, which just they climb over the debris going into the courtyard, and he moves himself to the front to kind of keep watch. He does climb up the debris just to watch what's going on.
Okay. On the travel from Nulb to here, did we rest at all? I don't remember.
No, not
Okay,
at all.
okay.
Yeah.
The direction of the you said that there were ravens circling. What was their direction?
They're just circling above the tower.
Okay, so they're circling above the tower, but not off in the distance. Like they're not following the troops coming
Nope,
in.
not at all. They're staying right above the tower.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So once in the courtyard, 3 of the men break and check out. There seems to be like a depression in the ground here. This might have been a cellar of some sort, as there's some there's like heavy looking wood debris and the ground is kind of sunken in. So they're going to investigate that. The other half of the men are checking out some of these buildings, these stone buildings here that don't have any roof, and heading towards the tower here, taking a look at this. This is an overgrown kind of hedge maze. It's just gnarly vines growing through it. Lots of them have kind of sharp brambles. They're staying away from that just now and completely ignoring the edifice in the middle.
And we're still all by the ruined tower at this point, right?
Right. On the outside. Bruce does look over to you, Thyber, and say, do anybody of your men want to go in there, accompany them? Some of your guys might have sharper eyes than mine.
We all want to check things out and see.
I don't.
It's got to be important.
Yeah, I don't trust them to be ahead of us alone.
I'd rather them be bait than us.
Reasonable distance, then.
I'd rather them in front of us playing bait than behind us and was watching our back as well. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like an interesting place. There could be some treasure here.
All right, so is anyone going in or no?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Okay, so who's going in? Grown Wolf's going in. Is that a yes for Thyber as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll leave you there.
So his men have basically broken into 2 groups. One checking the depression in the ground over here to the left, and then to the right, they're checking out this building here, making their way towards the tower. Do you guys want to split up, or do you want to go to one or the other, or just do your own thing?
Well, Thyber, I have enough depression in my life. I think I want to go check out that building.
The building sounds good to me.
All right.
We can check out that tower on the way too.
Well, as you get there, one of the soldiers comes up to the door, and there are the door seems to be excuse me, chained shut. It looks like someone actually had melted some lead as well to seal down the middle of the door. It looks like that door has been meant to be very much non-operable. So one of the guys starts to kind of monkey around with it. He rattles it. He is able to get the wood to move a little, but not by much. And he starts looking around, and he notices that there are arrow slits up on this side as well. And he asks one of the other soldiers to kind of give him a hand, and he kind of climbs up, sticks his head in, looks to see what he can see, and he turns around and he says, "It's too dark in there. I can't see anything. Hand me a light." His friend hands up a torch, and as he sticks his head really close to that arch, or that archer hole, and sticks a light right up to it, he's suddenly violently thrown back as a spear is rammed into his eye socket, and he is pushed off his friend, quite dead as he lands on the ground. And you all see the retreating spear being pulled back inside.
You know, I didn't see that coming, but it doesn't look like he'll be seeing anything coming anymore, so...
Yep. Meanwhile,
Kind of just chuckle.
those of you on the outside, roll me a... Well, everybody on the outside of the wall, roll me a d6. So that would be Tristan,
Yeah, I'm still at that.
Talina, I'm going to roll for Robert's crew.
Oh, and Lucas. Lucas is on the outside of the wall. He's a
And
level 1
Lucas.
now.
Yeah. Friendin, why don't you roll for Lucas?
Okay.
Okay. Lucas seems to think something's up, and he dives for cover, as does Tristan, just as arrows start to fly from the archer slits. Unfortunately, Talina, you're caught unaware, as is Bruce's men. So there's going to be a round of arrows coming at you guys. Everyone who made that is not surprised and is able to just duck out of the way.
Where exactly am I?
You're just right down below the tower on the outside.
I never came down.
Oh, you never came down. That's right. You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Yeah,
I'm
up there
invisible.
with
I
it.
don't know.
In fact, I was waiting for a pause so I could ask if I could get up on there, like on the battlements or something.
There are no battlements. Again, this tower has been shattered halfway, and it's
Right,
all
but-
just rubble on the top.
The area where the the birds are kind of like scoot over. Let me get up here too.
Well, they're all circling now. They all took flight and are circling. But if you want to get up to where they are perching, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. And
So really, only Bruce and his men are going to get peppered by this. Okay, let's.
Poor Bruce.
oh.
First one is at Bruce. Only one of them managed to score a hit, though. 4 points. One of Bruce's men takes an arrow in the upper shoulder, not enough to kill him, but enough to send him sprawling. And Bruce yells for his men to take cover. Most of them flee towards the forest to get behind wood line. Again, the arrows are coming from the outside edge of this tower. From your perch up top, Talina, you see the barrage of arrows dropping down on Bruce's forces. Your friends are either inside or invisible, so you don't see them. Actually, the one your bard to be apparently had some premonition of violence coming, and he dove into the forest line, and so you see arrows following him, but none of them are able to touch him as he dives in. So let's go ahead and start initiative. There's going to be I'm going to count you and Bruce's men as one side. So why don't we start with let's have Oak. Why don't you roll a d6 for your side? Is anyone casting on your side?
Is there anything? Okay, from where I'm sitting, is there any way to get inside?
Not that you're seeing. Like the entire roof is covered by several levels worth of rubble, and you're not seeing like any way to get down inside from where you are,
Okay, all right.
unless you are able to shift a bunch of stonework out of the way.
No,
But there's no obvious way.
yeah, I'm thinking wood and metal, but I've got nothing for stone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, okay, yeah, no spell for me.
No spells. All right. So you guys give them a 5. They 3. So you guys go first. Again, there's no obvious targets, just arrows coming out of those slits, and you guys inside the tower wall. Excuse me. The wall here just saw a spear kind of jut out of one of those arrow holes and come back in. You never saw anyone use it.
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask. When you ask if we're casting, I'm involved in it too because we know something's up.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast then.
Oh, sure. What are you casting? Your mirror image?
I am actually casting summon monsters again because in my thinking, Bert, like what's better than more me? More other things to get hit by things that can also hit back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And let me see. I think that's second level. There's a third. Sorry. Third. Monster summoning. Okay. So I need to roll a d6 whenever that comes up. See what I summon.
Yep, go ahead. Actually,
Okay.
how many segments does it take to go off?
It takes 3 segments.
All right, actually, that will go off before their action. So you
Okay.
start casting.
Okay.
Talina, what are you doing up on top of the tower? No targets as you saw, but you did see the arrows kind of stream out of the tower.
Okay, the arrows are coming out of the arrow slits.
Yes.
As I look over, can I position myself to, where I could see an arrow slit and shove my spear in there?
From where you are, well, it's a spear. It's a boar spear, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah, you've got a good amount of length. You can shove it through one of the arrow slits just right below you, but you don't see anyone at the slit. But you can shove your spear in there if you want.
I'll give it a shot.
I tell you what, roll me a D100, but before you roll it, tell me high or low.
Hi.
Okay. All right. There is someone there you might be able to hit. Go ahead and make me a 2-hit roll. Okay, 8 is going to miss, but you do hear someone like kind of exclaim. You hear some cursing.
Any language?
Common?
Common. Okay. Human voice?
Yeah. So not just common, actually. It would be language of the Flannis area. So a mix of common, trade, but yeah, definitely sounds human. All right, so that's your action. What are you doing, Tristan? You're invisible. You saw these arrows come out of the holes.
And the holes are sort of at ground level, right?
Well, they're all up the 30 feet or so of the tower. The closest one is about 6 feet from the ground.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I can make my way over to the bottom of the tower and I don't know what I'll do when I get there. Climb up a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I'm considerably back from the tower, so I guess that'll take all my turn to do that.
Sure. You get up to the tower and get into where all the vines are creeping and growing that you can get a handhold on. Good enough. Thyber, what are you doing?
Since I don't see anything, I'm just gonna yell out. Actually, my first thought, because I don't know what happened with Elena, I'm gonna yell out in Orcish. If any of you be greenskins, you better come out and join us before we kill you.
Nice. All right. You growl that out. Bruce does kind of turn to look at you. Kind of got the idea that he may know Orcish, but doesn't really say anything, just shrugs. So their turn. They go on 5. They're going to try and pepper some more of Bruce's forces, including Bruce, but they've got a little bit of cover now, so their AC is a little higher.
Bert, did I have a chance to do that monster summoning?
It won't go off until after their turn.
Oh, until after.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
Is that at a point you can see where they're summoned? Does it say?
Ooh,
So
wow.
the spell doesn't say where.
I was curious, like if you could target inside the arrow slit so they appeared inside.
I don't think you can. I think they're just summoned from the general area and they show up. You can't port them into a place. So
if the monsters were inside and they just opened the door and walk out.
one
like
of Bruce's
Thybor's
men
plan.
go down with an arrow in his throat. So Bruce is down one guy. Other than that, things seem to be fairly quiet on the inside of the wall. No arrows shoot in towards the wall. There are actually very few slits on this side. You only count like 3 arrow slits that are facing into the courtyard, the ground area. But no arrows come at you guys. Okay, spell goes off. What do you summon?
Arrows are being fired outside.
Do you guys know? Yes, because Bruce was yelling at his men to take cover.
Yeah.
So what do you summon and how many?
Let's see. So I summon goblins again, which is apparently my thing. I summon 8 goblins, and they appear within 1d4 rounds. So let me see. 3 rounds.
All right, we'll count it off. So this is round 1. All right, good enough. Next round, then let's have Jeff roll for your side. Is anybody casting? Again, you guys have no real obvious targets, but there you
Yeah.
go.
I'm gonna yell to Lucas, suppressive fire!
I am gonna cast this round again as
You're
well.
gonna cast, okay. Wow. So you guys go first. What were you casting?
I'm casting the inverse of enlarge on the door in front of us to the tower to try to make it shrink down the leaded door.
Ooh, nice. And how many segments?
That is a 1-segment spell.
That's actually going to go off before their turn. Okay, good enough. You start twiddling your fingers and making the words, making the magic happen. Tristan, you've made it to the wall.
Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll climb partway up so that I'm sort of level with one of the holes, and
Sure.
then I will draw my invisible sword, making me visible, but they shouldn't be able to see me, and then
Right.
just put it across the arrow slit vertically,
Uh-huh.
because they're not going to be able to shoot out of there anymore, and they won't know.
Okay. When you do that, you become visible, and your sword kind of covers up the arrow slit. You do hear somebody curse.
They can't see me.
They can see the
But hey,
sword.
No, they can't.
Actually,
The
no, they
sword's
can't. It's invisible when you draw it.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's the whole point.
You're right. You're
This is a great
exactly right.
plan.
Okay, so
This is
you hear
great.
nothing. You hear absolutely nothing.
That's great.
Talina, up on the roof. You want to make another stab at the hole, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I get two attacks this time, and actually, and I do want to tell Lucas start firing. So like I said, suppressive fire.
Here, let me
20's a 20, man.
let me make Louis. Let's
Yeah,
make
but less than that hits me.
Oh no, he's cowering. he's in the shrubs cowering.
We'll have a talk.
Right. So do you want to try and shove your spear down in the same slit or a different one?
Yeah, same one.
Same
and I'm
one.
doing 2 attacks.
Okay. So both of those will miss.
Okay, I'm not having too much.
You do hear, like, whoever is using that particular slit, you do hear him, like, cursing. It's like, damn it! As he's avoiding your spear coming down. Oak, what is Thyber doing?
Now,
Actually, you can wait until after his...
Yeah,
Well, no,
thank you.
you
I know
can't,
he's-
actually.
I would say, do
Well,
I know what
I
he's
guess you
doing?
can. If he
I'm just-
told you what he's doing, you could do that. So do you want to wait for
I'm
him?
ready to charge if I see a target as soon as the door gets out of the way.
Okay.
Or no. Here's what I'm doing. I'm pulling my shield, and as the door starts shrinking, I'm charging the door to shove it inwards. Behind there.
So you run for the door as Groanwolf's spell goes off, turning the door into a 4-foot miniature of itself, and you rush the breach. Unfortunately, at the end is it's a wedge of fighting men who have shields and spears out in a couple of ranks, and in the middle there are some folks with crossbows that are all locked and ready to go.
Where's our
Hopefully I'm shoving
barbarian?
that door into them.
Well, the 1 foot door now, because it got shrunk to nothing.
No, I'd like to
As it's in the
posit.
middle of shrinking.
Yeah, I'd like to posit, Oak, that now you could Teen Wolf surf that fucking thing in there.
Well, I still have my shield up at least.
Okay.
So and I have that as I'm charging in.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here, since you're charging in, you had no idea what you're charging into, they're going to get they have set for charge, so you're going to run into that.
All right.
All right, so let me make a roll here. Oh, yeah, you're going to run right into a spear, Oak, and set to charge is what? It's double damage?
Double or triple? Can't remember.
Let me take a look. I think it's just double.
Ray, don't forget about Rusty. Send him in with him.
Ooh, fair. Yeah, Rusty's going to be accompanied by goblins soon now. So it's 8 of them.
We're gonna have our own strike team, man.
It's twice.
Yeah. I speak goblin too, so I can give him complex commands.
If these guys got a shield wall and we're sending in a rust monster, that won't be much of a shield wall after a couple of rounds. You know?
Well, they're wooden shields for the most part, but it will still help. 8 points of damage as you ram right into one of the set spears. But you're in amongst them. You can go ahead and attack. So you basically hit the front of the shield wall. So you've got the target in front of you and the two flanking him, and they've got the shields in, keeping you from getting further in. So that's what you hit immediately. So you can go ahead and do your attack sequence, whatever you got there.
I would have been using the mithril spear. Can that be used one-handed? If not,
Yes,
I'll
yes, it
have
can.
my long sword.
It can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only get one attack with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's gonna miss.
8 hits of 5.
Yeah.
Just realized the fatal
gonna
flaw
miss.
with Dion gone. We don't know how many rerolls we have.
No, I think he has a sheet on here. I
We have
think.
30.
We just need to keep track of the ones we use and then have them subtracted if we can't find the sheets.
Oh, he'd be in heaven right now with the shield wall in front of
Oh
him.
yeah, that's a real prime Dion charge in. Tell me your magic situation right there.
Somewhere in here, I think there's a sheet that tells
There
us.
was in the other campaign, but I
Mhm.
don't know. There's a thing which says player notes, which says put your notes in here, rerolls, etc. That is otherwise blank, which might be where it usually goes.
How about we just keep track of the ones we use because we're not going to use
Yeah,
30.
makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, if you want to re-roll that, you can, but otherwise, that 8 is going to be a miss.
Nah, that's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say
So you just charged right into a shield wall. All right, so that was. I guess that's everybody. Yep. So it's their turn, and this is the second round. So the goblins will come next round. Okay, so yeah. Well, the crossbowmen can't fire on you because you're in melee with the front three, but those front three can certainly attack you. And actually, the second rank can too. This is going to hurt, Thyber. This is going to hurt a lot.
With the shield, I got a 2.
Yeah, you got an AC of 2? Okay, so let me think. 3, 6... So 2...
Yeah, it looks good.
One of them will hit you. That's actually... 2 of them are close, but only one of them hits you.
Did those 2 fumbles hit their friends?
There's no such thing as fumble in first edition. Take 7 points of damage as somebody, one of the second rank guys shoves a spear at you. The guys with the crossbows, however, do take a shot at Groanwolf and who else is out there? Some of Bruce's men. Okay, so I'm going to roll these, and then I'm going to roll afterwards how many are targeting Groanwolf, because that's all we really care. So it's going to be, these are the shots, and out of that, only one of them. Unfortunately, the first one does hit you, Groanwolf. Only 2 points of damage. It is not poison, so you don't have to roll against that. Let's see, 3, 4. The rest of them go into Bruce's men. They take some damage. Doesn't kill any of them outright, though. Excuse me. Thyber, it looks like there's an excess of 20 men in this room. On the inside of the room, there's a staircase that kind of winds around the inside, and there are men with crossbows kind of cocked, but they didn't want to shoot down into melee. You've got this phalanx. It's 2 deep with a series of archers in the middle, and you see a couple of rooms going off to the left and right. But that's what you see. So next round with the goblins appear. What's that?
Any kind of livery or anything I can recognize? Or
Any kind of what? Sorry.
any marking symbols, livery that?
No, they're not wearing any livery at all. It's a patchwork of leather and some metal, some chain here and there. There's no standard. There's no flag around anywhere that you can see. The room is, the reason why it was so dark is they've hung black cloth all around the walls to kind of dampen light. and they were just basically sitting here in the dark waiting for people to try and come in. Next round when the goblins come, so let's go ahead and have Frendon roll the d6. Is anybody casting this round?
I'll cast.
You're going to cast?
Can
Okay.
I yell out but as when this happens or anything?
Sure. Yeah, you
Because
can
I've seen him do it before. I'm just yelling gas him.
gas them. All right. You give them a 1, they give you a 2, so they go first. Okay. We'll just start with Thiber since you've still got that mass of people there on top of you. Oh boy. 3 of these are going to actually hit you. Thiber, 12 points of damage. Nice low amount of damage there for you. Frendon, you haven't had a chance to move out of the way, so unfortunately you're still a target for archers.
Yep.
And... oh man, 4 of them actually target you this time.
Okay.
What's your AC?
AC is 2.
First 4. So miss. 1 of them hits you.
Okay.
So you take another bolt for a single point of damage.
Okay. No poison, right? You said.
Nope, no poison. And one of them hit one of Bruce's men. That was already hit. So another one of Bruce's men die with an arrow in his throat.
Bruce needs tougher dudes.
One of them leans out of that top window that you're above, Talina, and hurls a glass flask of burning oil up there. So basically a Molotov cocktail.
If he exposes himself, do I get any?
How does he lean out of a?
No,
arrow
he just
slit
sticks his arm out and chucks it up onto the roof.
So-
It's going to be a hard dex roll for him to do it, but he actually failed it. So give me a second.
Crashes to the ground and explodes.
It does actually. It
Onto
drops.
me. That's great. Yeah.
It drops to the ground. No, it's well clear of you, Tristan. But yeah, so you saw this happen up there. He just tried to lob this fire grenade up to the roof. Completely missed though. So it shatters at the ground, well away from Tristan. So that was that, and otherwise they're going to reload their crossbows. The ones on the stairs, anyway, or in the middle. All right, so it's your turn. Goblins enter the fray at this point, so let's see what makes sense here. Goblins pour from this hole in the earth. How many did you summon?
8.
8. So are they under your control, or do they just generally act like goblins?
So they let me double check, but I'm pretty sure they're relatively under my control.
Okay.
It says the magic user conjures blah blah blah. The monsters will fight on my behalf, attacking whatever foes I direct or guarding me.
Okay.
For complex tasks, I have to be able to communicate, and I do speak Goblin.
Okay.
So,
Where are you directing them?
I'm going to direct them to assist Thybor. I'm going to say, protect the orc fellow-looking thing and attack the other things that aren't the one that's with me, the one I'm pointing at. That one right there.
So you said 6 of them?
8.
8 of them. Oh
I rolled
my.
as high as possible.
A stunty green horde rolls into the door behind you, Thiber, and just lays into the shield wall and the phalanx. Oh, there's some good. Oh, there's 3 good ones in there.
Yeah, they go low. They go low with legs, man.
4, 5, and 1. Okay. So, all right. So they kill 2 spearmen. Yeah, they just take down 2 of the spearmen. They go under their shield wall and just start like cutting hamstrings and chewing on legs as they just create all kinds of havoc in there. All right. Well, why don't you take advantage of that, Oak? And what do you do?
I'm going to. Discretion is a better part of valor, so I'm going to defensively back out.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to take a defensive action, they don't fill the gap so that you can move out. You just want to get out of the doorway.
Yeah, I want to get out, and if there's any kind of a corner to get around to
Yep.
be more defensive.
You can roll out of the doorway and then just kind of roll around the edge, and you're safe as the goblins go to town in there. Tristan, what do you got going on?
Did my arrow blocking sword do anything?
No one shot out of that arrow slit that round.
Well, I don't really know what else to do. I can't reach in and get them, so I'll just block a different slit then.
Okay.
Next time, just
All right.
one
Yeah.
on
You
the
just
other side.
move over to another one.
Yep.
Yeah, that works perfectly fine. And what are you doing on the roof, Talina?
How many arrow slits are there going down?
On this side of the wall, there are 8.
8. And how far are they spaced apart?
You can only reach like the level below you, so you can reach 3 different slits.
Okay, so this is before using my wisdom, right? And I'm going to use your knowledge for this, but I'm thinking of entangle diagonally down with the vines that we have all over the place going into the slits and grabbing
Yeah,
things.
you can certainly do that because the target is the wall and not the people behind it. But then the vines all go in. Unfortunately, Tristan is not going to know that this is happening.
Ah!
How much area does it cover?
It covers 40.
Okay, so it can go all the way down and have plenty left to go into the slits. Not a problem. How many segments?
And it is a 3.
Okay, so it'll go off at the end of this round then.
In the meantime, can I vocally tell Tristan?
No,
Away?
because a spell takes all your action, including movement.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay. I mean, he'll see it happen, so I'll give him a chance to get out of the way. Actually, yes, make me a dex check there, Richard. As these vines start to grow and just cover more of the tower, they start reaching into the little archer holes to grow inside.
Oh my god, something's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
not a problem. You see it happening fast enough to just drop what you're doing and kind of move away from the tower. So at this point, the vegetation has grown so much that they're completely blocking up the arrow slits, so it gets perceptibly much darker inside there. Of course, the goblins don't care. They can see in the dark. And the people that are at the arch, I'll tell you what, I'll let you roll this. Make me 11 d20 rolls. Just do 11 d20 there for me, Jeff.
all right. Let's see, 20. And
Oof. Okay, so several of them get grabbed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 of them get grabbed by this. So what is when they're entangled? What happens? Do they get a save?
let's see here. If any creatures in the area effect makes a saving throw, if they make their saving throw, the effect of the spell is to slow the movement by 50%.
Okay.
Otherwise, they are held firm.
4 of them are held firm. 1 of them is able to get out of.
And he is
not this round. Yeah, slowed.
Constantly reaching for him and grabbing for him.
Sure.
And this has a duration of 12 rounds.
Okay. Next round, let's have Oak roll for your side. Is anybody casting?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so they'll end up going first. So the one that has slowed move is able to get out, but the other 4 are still getting vined up. They're going to just attack the goblins, really. Jeez. All right, one goblin goes down.
Orange.
I regret I only have one life to sacrifice to my... Ah!
You know, in canon, I think it's just that since I'm green as an elf, they just think I'm a very large goblin.
All right. Okay, so they're going to start pushing out through the door now because you've got all these vines kind of creeping in through these arrow slits. So there's going to be they can go too wide out. So they're going to reform again. Shield and spearmen coming out first. Their crossbowmen in the middle. So they're marching out. That's their action. And they're kind of turning their shields to the right and left so that their flanks aren't exposed. It looks like they've got a fair amount of military training. What do you guys want to do? It's your turn. They are fleeing the suddenly overgrown tower.
So, my goblins are like in the fracas with them,
They're still
right?
in there. Not all of these troops are out. So the ones that are engaged with your goblins are still in there fighting.
I'm yelling for retreat. We're outnumbered.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna tell my goblins they're doing a good job and move away as far as I can get.
12, 13, 14. So 14 men come out, and you can still hear fighting inside with the goblins. Just to give you more of an idea of how many you're talking about. So 14. So you still want to call a retreat?
14 men. Fuck. And Oak, you're well away, right, from them at this point?
No, he's actually right on like the other side of the wall.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He braced. Okay, yeah, I can't cast Fireball then, Oak. I think we got to beat feet.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. You can cast out
Yes, you
instead of
can.
towards the tower. So like you can catch the front end.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I couldn't without hitting Oak. So if I can, I would absolutely do that. Because fuck the goblins.
Okay.
Even if, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. It's definitely within range. This is outdoors, so you don't have to worry about any kind of implosion thing going on. So just go ahead and roll damage, and they get a save for half. Is that what it is?
I believe it is, yeah. Save is half, yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm going to say,
76.
because he's trying to not fry you, though, Oak, he's only going to be able to target like the first half. Otherwise, it's going to get too close to you.
Target me. I don't care.
Oh, I think Grownwolf wouldn't. Like, even if you said, like, shoot me, Grownwolf's like, you're the only big thing between me and them. I think I'll keep you alive.
We need to get me a ring of fire resistance. So I
That's
can
right.
say, nuke 'em.
It's like the
Dude.
platoon when he's calling for fire at the end, you know. On me.
I'm going to say that you're going to be able to hit 8 of them, actually.
Okay.
So
I
leaving
rolled
6
my-
behind.
Rolled my 76 damage,
So
and it was
1, 2,
26.
3, 4, 5 of them save, but even half of that's enough to kill them.
Okay.
All right, so 8.
I want your fairy fire spell. Better than
The key is eating a very unhealthy diet.
All right, so yeah, you light them up with a fireball, just cutting into their ranks. They put up the shields to no effect, and just go up in the conflagration. Talina on the roof. You got several targets down there. If you wanted to throw a spear, but or cast.
No, you know what? I'm ready to come down now.
Okay.
I'm going to head on down outside of the entangle, of course.
Okay, so you're going to come down on the inside of the wall then. So you cast the entangle on the outside.
Yeah, where I
Okay.
just want to avoid the entangles. So.
Yeah, but yeah, that would basically mean you have to come down on the inside. That's fine. So you start climbing down.
And I do watch my way, look down first before
Yes.
doing what the activity is inside.
Sure. We can drop you behind, either side, or even on the wall if you want. You can come down and be perched on a wall so that you don't have to come down in the midst of this melee that's going on.
Yeah, no, I want to get down there because I don't really throw my spear.
Yep, not a problem. So that's what you're doing. You're coming down. Tristan, what are you doing? You jumped out of the way before the vines could grab you the last round. What are you doing
Right,
this
did
time?
I drop to the ground?
Oh, you're still on your feet. No, you did a good roll.
Right, but I dropped to the ground.
Yes,
beneath
you would
the
have to
tower.
have
Right.
gotten out of
All
the
right,
range.
so what I do is I get out of the fire that I've fallen into, where they dropped the oil flask thing, and
Yes.
stop, drop, and roll.
As you do, that brings you to the edge of the forest where you find your bard in training, just like hiding and huddling down. He's trying to load his crossbow. His hands are shaking.
You look like a fire elemental, right? You're kind of like on fire. You're running.
Oh, I love the idea that you're invisible and on fire, so all you see is an outline of a flaming nothing.
It's like the heat shimmer that you get in a really hot summer day.
It's like the worst outcome for a predator ever is being on fire while cloaked.
Imagine the intelligence report. Well, they have summoned elemental. We
Yeah.
know that.
Oak. So you're left with 6 men down here.
Okay, so I was getting ready to run, and then I see this light up,
Mm-hmm.
and the numbers thin immensely. So I dropped the shield.
Because of where you were placed, I'm going to say you have surprise on them as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm dropping the shield and spear and pulling the two-hander and wading in.
Go for it.
Nice.
So you're going to get a plus, we'll call it a +2 bonus for you coming out of, they didn't know you were back there.
Okay. So the first one, +2. Is that the hit and damage, or is it just a hit?
I'll give it to you for damage too. You can place your blows better. That'll hit, I think. Does that just clear an AC 3?
Roll a 9. That's a 4.
It's a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to miss then.
I'm going to spend a reroll. I've got 2 attacks.
Actually, you know what? No, it'll hit because they can't bring their shield to bear because you got a surprise on them, so it will hit. 12 points of damage. That kills one of them.
And the second one, do both attacks get the same modifier? Just
Yes, this round. You'd have it for the whole round. Oh, okay. That's another one dead. So you're just stabbing them with a spear? Is that what's going on?
No, I dropped the spear
Oh,
and the
that's right.
shield and pulled out the two-hander.
There you go. Okay, good enough. Okay, so there are 6 still in here. You can still hear some battling going on inside. Let me make some rolls, by the way. There's 7 of these guys left, or 7 of your...
And I'm bellowing for them to surrender or die.
So you're yelling surrender or die? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, surrender or die.
Okay. You're hearing less goblin voices and more human voices cursing on the inside. All right. Was that everybody? We got a fireball, went into the fray, climbed down, and rolling out fire. So I think that's everybody. Oh, you know what? Bruce is going to make an attack. He's gonna charge in. Pfft, my gosh, and do nothing. His men. 2, 3, 4. His men are really ineffective. They charge in to help you, Oak. And clash of steel, but no one goes down. No one gets chopped on that one. Talina, why don't you roll me a d6 for your size? Is anybody casting?
How many are left before I decide that? I forget. It's like 3 or 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 outside. There's more inside, though.
Okay, I'm not casting.
Okay. Anyone else? Talina?
No.
Nope. Okay. You rolled a 1. That's never good. So they go first. They got multiple targets. I'm going to just roll. Two of them turn toward you, Thiber. You seem to be the greater threat. Ooh.
I like that I'm the greater threat versus the guy that just destroyed everybody with a flagration.
They can't reach him, actually, because Bruce's troops kind of ran into him, so they're all in melee. So only 2 points of damage.
Okay, that's 2 points to me.
Yeah, 2 points to you.
It's always safer in the artillery section than it is in the front line.
Yeah, there is that.
I didn't go to mage school to get slashed about the face, head, neck, chest, and breast area.
Yep. All right. You stop hearing any of your goblins thrashing around inside. You think that there may be no goblins left.
Aw.
All right. So that was their turn. Your turn. Go ahead. So you're in a big bloody melee now. Fiber. So Bruce and his men are cleaving around. You're in there as well. You're now down there, Talina, so you can join that fray if you want. I'm assuming Groanwolf is not running into that
No.
melee.
Yeah.
Tristan, you're outside. You're not covered in fire.
Huzzah! The best I've ever been. Can I climb the wall?
Yes.
Get to onto the top.
Yeah,
Then I will do that and then pull out my bow and arrow if I can.
You can make
So-
you can climb and you can make a shot because the walls are only like 4 feet high. So movement, you can do that.
The walls are only 4 feet high.
Yeah.
I
They've-
thought they were
they've been-
30 or 40 foot
No,
high.
just the tower was 30 foot. The walls
okay.
have been
All right.
reduced.
Well,
yeah.
then I'm not going to be shooting down from a position that I thought I was in, but I will shoot from there.
Sure.
All right. Had I known that, I would have jumped over the wall a lot earlier. I thought they were huge. Never mind. Live and learn. Hey, why not take 5 points of damage into
wow.
somebody with the 21s?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you kill one
Parasite
right through the
wolf.
throat.
Yeah.
Talina, you running into the fray?
Yeah, I want to go at an angle. I
Sure.
want to, like on the opposite flank.
Sure. Okay.
Just the military side takes over. And
Yeah.
I'm charging in there.
Well, with you running in, you outnumber them now, so you can take a +2 for flanking.
So let's see here. All right. With a +2 is an 11.
An 11. So what does that hit AC wise?
But AC, oh hell, I don't know.
I got you. You were shooting for a 3, so that's going to miss. Yeah, so you come in. He manages to turn his shield just in time to ward off your spear blow. What are you doing, Groanwolf?
I'm going to fire on them, but I'm going to fire in at such an angle that if I miss, I'm hoping to hit one of Bruce's useless men.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Firing my crossbow.
Shooting into melee in first edition is not that bad at all. It doesn't.
Okay. All right. Oh shoot! It's been so long since I fired anything that I had to go look for my weapons on my sheet. 14.
Oh, that'll hit. Okay, just 2 points of damage though, so you wound somebody, but don't take him out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I yell to Bruce's men, "You're Bruceless!"
Fiber.
Only if he dies.
Fiber.
Targets of, I guess.
Yep.
I'm going to 2 different ones.
You are in a target-rich environment. All right, you kill one. You got a second swing this round?
2 around.
Oh, wow. Killed another one. Okay, so the only one that's left is a poor guy that's wounded. I think Bruce's men is going to count for that guy. Let's find out. Yeah. Yep, he's cut down. All right, and just as that happens, you guys hear many crossbows being cocked from within the inside of the tower. No one's coming out yet, though.
No Lucas.
No Lucas.
Throw down your crossbows or he lights it up with fireballs.
All right, you call that out. We're going to go out of initiative for a moment and just kind of give me an idea what you guys are doing. There's no motion from inside. You guys heard several crossbows being cocked back and loaded, but no one's in the doorway. It's very dark in there.
Now that Talina's close, I'm gonna say, "Here's your rust monster," and I'm gonna hand the lead over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand the lead over.
Rusty's panting like a good little boy.
Yeah.
He sees all the treats laying on the ground.
So Thybra, I could cast Stinking Cloud. I'm all out of Fireball, but they don't know that.
Say that too loud.
No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I mean, I gesture inside, and then I make myself invisible.
Do you
Okay.
want to scout and let us know what's going on?
I mean, yeah. I mean, nobody else is doing that, so I will put
I
my head
nod.
to see how many there are still inside.
Okay. I just shared an image with you here. So,
Thank you.
you guys are coming in at the, well, not you guys, Tristan, you're coming in at the open end here. There, you see the stairway that kind of winds around the inside, and there's a couple of rooms here. There are, starting at about 10 feet up through the arrow slits, are the vegetation still flailing around. But there are 2 rooms in here. You see dead bodies, you see goblins, and you hear movement in one of the back rooms. I can't ping that image, but it's the room number 3.
I have no idea what you shared with me.
Yeah, I
You
don't
guys,
see
you
anything.
guys don't see it?
It's on stream.
Huh, I said
Ah.
show to players, and it didn't show.
Oh, is it Restonford Castle? Right. Okay. It has appeared in our handouts thing, but it didn't bring it
Okay.
up for us to see.
Ah, okay,
Alright.
so it should say
There we
Tower
go. Okay,
Ruins.
I see. Yep. Well,
Alright.
that is a fun, exciting thing. 3, you say?
Yep. So you hear several men kind of. It sounds like they're moving furniture.
I mean, if I can nimbly pick my way through the thing to get a closer look at what they're doing,
Yeah.
I will do that.
You're
sure what
invisible. Actually, there's no light in here. It's very dark, and
Oh.
there's these cloths, dark cloths, hanging everywhere. But someone lit just a small lantern in here. So by that lantern light, you can see they've moved a bed out of the way, and they moved some crates out of the way, and there seems to be a like a cellar door that they're going down and out, some kind of bolt hole, perhaps. There are 6 of them. 3 of them are kind of watching the door with their crossbows kind of aimed out, but of course you're invisible.
All right. I will rush. I will stealthily rush back outside.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody what is going on, and then I will say, I mean, do we want any of these alive, or do we have an oil pouch and maybe some flame that I could just drop down after them while they don't know that I'm there?
Gas them out.
They could have more and coming up behind us. We don't know this area at all. As I say that, then I just charge in.
All right.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
All right. So you charge in. There were 3 men with crossbows leveled, ready to shoot. So that's going to happen before you can do anything. So they're going to get off shots. 15, 18. What's your AC?
Okay. 3.
That's without shield.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. No, they're going to miss then. Yeah, even the best of them is not that good. So you charge in. It's a charge, so I'll let you go ahead and do your attacks at the end of the charge.
Cool. 2 different ones.
Oh my gosh. Well, one of them goes down. And another one goes down.
I'm
So
gonna continue on past whichever ones I've cut down, because if you said they were going down a hole, I'm trying to stop that.
so you leave one, you blow past him, but he had just discharged his crossbow, so he doesn't have another weapon in hand. You see kind of a lantern light bobbing down below in some kind of recessed area, but it also seems like it's going off into the distance as well. So you're not going to be able to follow with the same action. What do the rest of you guys outside do? You hear Thybra charge in. You hear the thwack of crossbows hitting stones. So it sounds like some of them, some of them missed him, and you hear him yell his battle charge and clash into them.
Rusty and I are right behind him.
You're going to go right behind. Okay.
I think I'm. Shit. I'm gonna cast mirror image at this point and rush in as well.
Right, mirror image will go off. You won't be able to move this round. You can't cast
Yeah.
and move at the same time. But okay, we get the idea what you want to do there.
Yeah.
How about
Heading in as well.
You're gonna head in as well. All right, Talina, is your idea to charge in like right behind Thyber? Then okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and attack the one guy that he just kind of left standing in the doorway, who's fumbling, trying to get out a sword.
All right. So
Doesn't even have a shield out. Oh wow, that's still gonna miss though.
okay, how about Rusty?
You want to command Rusty to attack him? Roll a d20.
We're rolling.
Okay, Rusty's coming behind and basically starts on the guy. The guy has no idea what this creature is, but it'll occupy him for a bit anyway. I guess if you want to make attack as well there, Richard, you can. The guy that's just kind of standing bewildered as everyone is just pushing past him. He does have a rust monster on him that looks like he's a little hungry. This guy's a snack. At least parts of him are. Do you want to make an attack on him?
I mean, yeah, we said no prisoners or something to that effect.
Okay.
So, yeah.
+4. You're invisible, +4 to the attack. It counts as backstabbing for you.
No. Why are you not? Well, never mind. There you go.
Is that with or without the +4?
That is with the +4,
Oh, wow.
unfortunately. That is horrible.
That is a horrible roll. You want to accept it, or do you want to use a reroll?
Do we care enough about this guy to die horribly? I don't really think it's worth a reroll.
He's a peon. It's up to you.
Yeah, he's not
There
worth
was
a
a
reroll.
max damage roll though, so then you get to use your multiplier. So if you
Yeah.
want to get your rogue on or not.
I say
Save
do it.
for Grown Wolf. Let Grown Wolf take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's all yours, Grenwolf. I've softened him up.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and reroll it if you want.
I think
No,
he chose
no,
not
no,
to.
no,
no, no,
He chose
no,
not
no,
to,
no.
yeah.
Okay,
Not
in which
to
case,
soften.
Bruce and his few remaining men are going to rush in. Oh, and they just cut the guy to ribbons.
Ah, well.
Now they're badasses. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there is a drop and a passage, and you can see the light kind of bobbing off in the distance. Looks like the passage takes them away and out of the tower. Thyber, you're first down. You can take your move to drop down this round and see what's going on, or just rush them, whichever it is you want to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow pursuit to keep them from getting away. Same
All
with
right.
Dark vision if they drop the light.
Okay. They do have a head start on you. You're both going to have relatively the same movement. All right, tell you what.
How big a hallway?
It's very narrow, actually. It's like only one person could fit down it at a time. So the last person is actually going to turn and shoot his crossbow at you before you're, because they're ahead of you enough for that to happen. He's going to miss. Yeah, if you want to charge into him, go right ahead. I'm just doing this out of melee right now because this is kind of a chase.
If I've got where I can charge him.
Yeah, so the one at the end of the line just kind of turns and is trying to give the rest of them time to get away. So he kind of kneels, takes a shot at you that goes really wide. You can run into him, but he is kind of blocking the passage for you to get to anyone else.
That's a hit for 8 points. Is that enough to kill him?
That is enough to kill him. Yeah.
And I'm going to try to keep going.
Okay. 2 more are running down the hallway pretty quickly. The lantern light is bobbing in the distance. That's pretty much the end of your actions. Talina, are you dropping down and following?
Coming.
Okay.
Yep.
You will not be able to catch them, but if this is an opportunity that you wanted to throw that spear.
Let's see here. How about the dagger? How about daggers?
You can throw daggers. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your ranges on your daggers?
Uh,
We'll say maybe
10,
too
20,
short
30.
dagger.
20, 30. That's actually going to be long range for you. That's right at the end, but you can do it.
Okay.
Seven points. How many are you throwing? So hit, miss, and miss. Miss. One of them hits. The first one you threw there, 7 points of damage. Strikes one of them in the back. Not enough to kill him, so he continues running. Let's see. That's this one. Okay. Tristan, are you dropping down in the hole as well, or are you doing something else?
No, I'll follow everybody else down into the hole.
Okay. Very narrow corridor. You can see everybody giving chase. You can see a lantern bobbing in the distance. If you've got any kind of ranged weapon that you can bring to bear, you can take a shot at the last person in line.
Longbow.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
If you want to make a shot, go ahead.
yep. Everybody get down so I don't accidentally shoot you.
He yells apple pie, and we all
Okay.
drop.
All right, you drop the last guy in the line, but that guy was kind of providing cover for the last person that's alive in this group. And as he runs out into the darkness, the light starts to get very faint in the distance. Friendon, what are you doing?
I and 4 copies of myself drop down into the hole. It's
You're all
getting very
dropping in the
crowded.
hole? Okay. You see the same thing. It looks like there's just like one light bobbing into the distance, getting fair amount away. If you have a ranged weapon, it's going to be at 30 right
What's your
now.
magic
because-
missile range?
Yeah, I think that Thybor has the right idea. I think fire is targeted by fire here. I'm gonna shoot a magic missile.
Yep.
All right, so my level, I think that's 5 that I shoot. Let me double check.
Actually, you know what? Okay, I'll let you do this, but
Okay.
I mean, what's your
Oh,
range?
I shouldn't be able to move and cast.
Yeah, you
right?
can't move and cast.
I'll
Yeah.
crossbow. I'll
Well-
crossbow then.
Well, I was going to say, if you have the range though,
Mm-hmm.
next round he's going to be at 60. But if you've got that range, I'll let you do it and have it hit at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I've got enough range for that.
Sure, go ahead. Because magic's
Alright.
faster than movement, so
Okay.
What's your level of mage?
I'm actually a 7th level mage, so it's been a while since I've casted. I think I haven't
It's
casted since
every
level
other,
5.
so 3rd, 5th, so you get an extra 3, so that's what, 6 missiles? total?
Yeah. Yeah,
First
yeah.
edition- Is first edition you have 3 or 1? I don't remember.
For every 2 caster levels beyond first, I gain an additional.
Right, but how many do you start with? Is it 1 or 3? I can't remember. Because I know the new current version is 3. I think old school was just 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just 1 because it doesn't say multiples. So
you get multiples at each.
So you got
what's
4.
yeah.
I get 4. Okay. Okay, so I need to roll 1d4 plus 1 4 times. Okay.
44 plus 4.
Oh, okay. I could do it that way. Okay. There we
Oh
go.
my, 14 points. Okay, he goes down in a hail of mystical fire. What does your fireballs? What does your magic missiles look like anyway?
So I've always considered them rays of putrescence, actually. So like essentially scalding pus.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. So he's taken out by glowing putrid pus as he drops down into the dark. The lantern doesn't go out, so you can kind of see into that. So if you guys chase him down, looks like he was the last one in the group, and this tunnel does continue further out, much further out. This is like almost like an old mine tunnel. It's got cross members keeping the dirt from falling in. It's very narrow, though. Very narrow.
Hurt bodies and yeah, Grown Wolf, you're describing your bowls for whatever reason because of how putrid you are. Some of those things. I picture your missiles being miniature Mr. Hankies. And instead of having that whistle sound, you just hear them screaming as they travel.
I am full of shit, so that makes some sense, actually. Yeah, mind the
There's all
pus,
bodies.
everyone.
Search the building, search the bodies.
Yeah, but
So the last guy that you took down, it looks like he was about to quaff a potion before he was killed by magical putrescence. It's still in his hand. Excuse me.
Gather it up quickly, hand it to Grown Wolf.
okay. I'm gonna take a look at it, see if I can tell what it is. Take the cork off, give it a sniff.
What's your intelligence?
16.
Yeah. So in this edition of the game, you can take just a small sip of a potion and generally can figure out what it is.
Okay.
So what was in his hand was a potion of speed. You do notice that he's got a satchel on him that it clinks a little as you move him. There's another bottle or two inside of there as well.
Okay.
So if you want to search this guy, he has another potion on him of extra healing and water breathing.
Okay. I suggest to Thybor that maybe the healing might be good
Yeah,
for you with
hand
the
me that
rushing
one.
in.
Yeah.
And then maybe you, Sneaky McSneakerson, should have the rushing. What do we think?
And also remember that could be telling us what's coming up. Why in the world those 3 potions, right? Run fast, heal
The
quick,
ability to run away, the ability to heal from the damage that you've got
and to
going
drink,
on,
and
and
to breathe underwater. So there may be something
Yeah.
coming up that we need to be ready for.
well, if we keep going down this way,
Yeah, some aqua thing. So just
How
something to
much does
keep
the
in
potion
mind.
heal?
But yeah, I mean,
The rest of the dead people in the corridor just have basically they got some coin on them, their weapons, but they're not really carrying anything else. And again, all of their armor and the clothing that they're wearing is not. It's just common. There's no sigil on them. They don't have anybody's blazon on them anywhere. It doesn't really give you any clue as to who these men are. They all do look like they're from this region.
What age?
They're all
Alex,
human.
has any
They're
scroll-
all fairly young, like in their 20s or so. Well, like in their teens, early 20s. The last guy, who might have been the leader that was at the head of this running group, looks older. A little
just
salt
need a
and pepper in
group
the
of
beard.
bandits, maybe, who worked out of here.
They seem too organized for bandits.
Yeah.
They seem
Yeah.
very
Military
don't
organized.
form
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercenary.
Do they have any intel on them? Any kind of papers?
Nothing. Yeah, no papers at all. It looks like the satchel that had the potions that the lead guy was carrying. There is a flattened scroll tube that's been oiled, so like it could be waterproof, but there's nothing in it. It's flattened. There might have been at one time, currently empty.
Yeah, see waterproof again.
Yeah. Selena, I think you're onto something. This is watertight too.
How about if we go back and do a quick but thorough search of the tower and keep a guard here in case anybody comes back? I can stay in guard. I've got the horn. I've got a horn.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there
You wanna
the
see
tunnel,
what's at the
like
end
I
of the
said, just
tunnel?
continues straight forward. It just looks like it goes off into the distance, roughly north and east of the position that you were in, so into the forest,
Or
much
the
deeper into the
forest.
forest.
That's
What-
interesting. You want to check out while we're searching the tower? We
I can do.
travel unseen.
Yeah, seems good.
Okay.
Could be an escape route too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An egress, a quick egress. But we got to clean out whoever's at the end of this
Yep.
escape.
Now it is dark, Richard. So are you going to pick up the lantern and take it? I mean,
I'm
you
gonna have
you will
to.
be invisible, but of course the lantern will just be floating around.
I will keep it down to the ground,
Yeah.
so that it looks as though it's going along the ground if somebody
Sure.
sees it.
Yeah, sounds
Unless
good.
you want me to borrow it and go.
Do you want to go ahead and do that after
Do
you've been?
you-
Well,
I don't know. Do you want to relinquish your?
I've got no problem handing it over to whoever needs it in the group. I mean, it's all good redistributing all this stuff to the most useful party member.
Maybe you should take
Want
all
to-
of the potions as well then.
Carry him with me. So I can go check out, see what's at the end of the tunnel while y'all finish up here.
Sure.
All right,
There you
so
go.
change then. Thiber's the one going down to the end of the tunnel.
I'm gonna try to keep within, like, not close enough where my noise is gonna be the most obvious thing, but I'm gonna try to keep up a little bit just in case he needs backup.
Okay, so you're gonna trail behind. All right,
Yeah.
good enough. So you guys are gonna be walking for a bit. Otherwise, the rest of you, Bruce still has 2 men with him. They're interested in knowing where this leads to. He didn't expect there to be people here. He wants to know who they were, who they're working for. He's going to stay behind and go through those rooms, hoping that there's information there he can use. He's sending his 2 guys to follow behind, so they're going to stick back with where you are, Grown Wolf, as Thyber goes ahead. They can't see in the dark. You 2 can. So they're just kind of creeping along in the dark. They're not going to light anything. All right.
How many dice for the healing? Is it? I'm trying to remember. Is it 3d8?
It's 3d8. Yeah.
We'll go ahead and drink it.
I mean, Bruce doesn't recognize any of these people, right?
He doesn't
because
at
these
all.
are from the area, or at least.
As I see, actually, Thybor, as I see you start to look like you're gonna drink the potion, I say, I, could heal you before we start down this path.
Even though we need that for something else too.
Okay.
And brings up another point. We're low on spells.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go on. So there are 2 rooms that have been set up in this main area. Rooms 2 and 3 there. Bruce is he basically just goes into room 2 and starts looking around. He's looking for papers. He's looking for insignia, anything that'll tell him who these people are. The person who hired him to scout this place out told him that there should not have been anyone here. He was just supposed to find the location, verify by figuring the dimensions of the place. If this was, there could be more than one ruin in these forests. So he's feeling a little bit taken advantage of and wants to know more of the story. So he's going to start looking around in room 2. The rest of you guys that stayed behind, what are you doing?
I will stick with Bruce.
Okay.
Make sure he doesn't find important information and run off with it.
Okay. This room has some stools, a table. There's a chest with drawers and a lantern on top of it. He just basically kicks it apart, goes through it. It's just a bunch of old clothes. But there is a padlocked, iron-bound oak chest sitting in this room as well. He looks at the binding on it. He tries to kick in the wood. It's really well made. It doesn't just shatter under it. So he goes and looks for something heavy to crack open the chest, leaving you in the room.
I'm going to try and pick it open then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somewhere on here. Where is it? Pick. Open locks. There we go. Yes,
Wow.
definitely successful.
You do it really quickly. With that
Yep.
high of a success, you do it just as soon as he turns heel and leaves the room. Inside is there's a potion. There's a sack that has a bunch of electrum pieces. There's a jeweled dagger, 4 bolts of silk cloth. So it looks like it's treasure chest, literally.
And there's no information in there.
No paperwork. The silk cloth is just raw silk. It's not dyed. It's not got any emblems on it.
And the jeweled dagger doesn't look like it's an emblem or anything of anybody.
It looks like it's more ceremonial than useful. Like you're sure the blade is gold, which is horrible for a weapon, and not just gilded either.
I put it back inside and lock it up again.
Okay. So he comes back with a brazier, actually more like an iron candle holder. A good 4 foot tall, and just bashes the chest open with it, and starts sorting through everything. While he's doing this, you guys going to do anything else? So it's Talina and Tristan that are here.
Yeah, I'm going to go, first of all, get Lucas, bring him in.
Lucas is sitting there still trying to load his crossbow as his hands are shaking.
Yeah.
He rolled really bad on his morale check.
Aw, poor guy.
I'll give him a pep talk as we're going back into the area, and then I'll sit him down on the stairway, that curved, the circular stairway,
Mm-hmm.
Set him down there with Rusty, and then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic and start searching methodically from the top to the bottom.
Okay, so not in the rooms, in the chambers, in the main tower itself.
Well, where we were at,
Okay. Well, you guys
that
were in
tower.
room 2.
Yeah, we go all the way up to the tower, and then I'm just gonna.
I got you. So Bruce
Everything-
breaks open that chest. Nothing in that chest is magical except for the potion. So there is a magical potion in there. Nothing else is magical. And then you go out to the main area here and you start looking around. Bruce then goes into room 3. There's a comfortable looking bed here. It's just heaped up with quilts and pillows. There's a couple of chairs. There's a padlocked iron box again. There's some pewter dishes about. Bottle of good brandy. And there's a desk here as well, and that's what he goes for right away. There's some quills, inkwell, several sheets of parchment.
Now, in Detect Magic,
Mm-hmm.
does it shine up for everybody, or
Nope,
does it
just you.
shine up for
Just
me?
you.
Okay. So I'm very quietly, being just like him, but kind of shadowing him,
Okay.
and seeing if anything he runs across lights up, and if anything I'm looking around at lights up.
Okay. So what you're seeing so far, nothing else is lighting up. I'll let you know when it does. There's one sheet on the desk that seems to have a list of people's names. Tristan, what's your intelligence in this game?
Oh, massive, huge. It's a 14. Okay.
Okay.
It's not horrible.
He's mouthing the names. You're looking over his shoulder. One name on the list, it's the jeweler back in Hamlet. He doesn't seem to recognize the name. He just mouths him off, shakes his head, and he gives you the sheet and asks, "Do you know any of these people?"
I mean, right now, no, I don't know any of them. I'd say, oh. I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't really paying attention around here. Maybe some of my other people will know more when they get back.
Yeah. All right. He says, "Hang on to that. Then ask your people."
why not?
He goes through the other sheets. He holds them up, and it's like he checks the fronts and backs. None of the other sheets seem to have any writing on them. Sorry, let me just check here if anything's going to shine for a magic user. Okay. He takes the candle holder and smashes it on this chest in here. Oh, jeez. Okay. There's the sound, the small tinkle of a mechanism being engaged, and he looks down, and there's a needle sticking out of his thigh. And he looks up, and he falls over dead.
Whoopsie.
Won't be keeping any more information from him.
His 2 remaining men are just kind of run to him, it's like, "Bruce, come on, man!"
Yell at them to take him outside, get him some air. Maybe he can come too.
He's not breathing.
Get him outside. Hurry up.
All right. He did shatter the chest, though.
Well, that's how we all hope to go, isn't it?
Yep. So there's a bunch of copper, a bunch of silver, some electrum and gold, another chest filled with money. This seems like an inordinately large amount of money in free coin, all bagged up. Roll me a D6. You're human, right, Richard?
I am, yes.
All right. Roll me a D6.
Tristan is also human.
No, sorry.
No, it's
Okay.
good. 5. So
All
yeah.
right, good enough. And since you're in here looking as well, Talina's an elf? Or
Nope.
no, human. Roll a D6. Oh, okay. When Bruce shattered the chest and triggered the trap, the iron candle holder hit a flagstone right below the chest, and it cracked a little bit. Talina, there's something glinting underneath that flagstone that you just happen to notice as you're trying to find anything magical in the room. It's not magical. It doesn't glow to your magical light, but it is interesting that there's something shiny under the flagstone.
Okay, so with her dagger, I will, try to jimmy it out, and I let Tristan know what's going on.
Okay.
I say, hey, I think we got something here.
You move aside the bits of flagstone, and there's a bronze ring set into the floor.
Okay. I think we should leave this until everybody's here. And
Sounds
anyone-
good.
is
As they
anyone else
flopping down onto the bed? Sorry.
Sorry, no, we both were eager. I was going to say, is it anyone else surprised that Bruce was more useful in death than life?
He rolled a 1 on his save, man. It's just he's gone.
Poor Bruce.
Okay, the those of you that are finishing up the tunnel run, you go for a good amount of time. Like you're going down 10 minutes past 15 minutes, and just as you're wondering if you should turn back, there is a door in front of you. It's not a locked door or anything. It just looks like it was actually just placed here, and you kind of push up against it. Not a door at all. It's just covering a hole. You push it aside, and you find that you are in a barn. You just moved aside a piece of wood that's had like a hay bale attached to the front of it. You just pushed it aside. You're in a barn.
Stick my head outside the barn carefully, or if there's any like holes in between the wood of the barn to try to figure out.
Sure.
Where I'm at.
It's not particularly well made. It's old. You look through some of the slats. You don't see anyone around, but there is there's a cottage up next to the barn. You do see an area where there are some horses that are grazing, but there's no lights on in the cottage, and you don't see anyone around. And we're at time, so we'll go ahead and end it there, guys. Yep. We will see what you have found next time. Does somebody want to put this in a file somewhere? Who's taking care of party loot? Was that Dion as well?
Yeah.
All right. Then
Now.
I will tell you guys what it is, but I'll send the file to Dion so that he can write down what's going on. So it's another potion of healing you find. 300 electrum, the jeweled dagger. The gold dagger was worth 250 gold if you can sell it. The silk is worth between 10 and 60 each. And you don't know what's behind the ring in the floor yet.
But it has been labeled Adventure Pit. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no magic coming from it either.
Okay. A small Japanese girl with dark hair climbs a... It's a ring!
Yeah, fun. All right, guys, we will end it there. You have an unknown party of people that have been using this area. You don't know if they're cultists or not, but they definitely had military training. And they apparently have a little location out in the middle of the woodlands, a little cottage and barn. So let's go ahead and do our call-outs. You got anything going on there, Friendon?
I'm just streaming art most days. Tomorrow's my day off, but pretty much every other day of the week. If you want to see some OSR-style ink and brush work on Twitch, check me out.
Yeah, and if you are just getting into the arting or would like some tips, he gives off some awfully good tips. Me, as a very, very tiny time beginner, have found all kinds of useful things that Friendon's thrown out there. Oak,
Thank
what
you,
do you
bro.
got going on?
Other than Tuesdays with you fine folks, Friday nights and Saturday nights starting at midnight Central, I'm playing some homebrew 5e games on Friday, and I run my own Grimdark homebrew on Saturday nights at midnight Central. Twitch and YouTube, where you can find me.
Cool. What day was that again, Oak? I need to catch your stream more often.
Friday nights, I play in a game starting midnight, and Saturday night I run my game starting midnight.
Cool. I'll have to drop in more frequently then. I think I caught it a few times and lost track of when it played, so I'll do so. Richard.
The lost interest. That's what most people do.
Well, you only live once, so make sure you spend, 15 hours a day on the internet trying to get validation from strangers. And if you want to see me doing that, I play video games here on Twitch at LMTDETMFFR. Or, say it with me now, limited time
Time
offer.
offer, no
No
vowels.
vowels. Exactly.
No puns either. And Jeff, what do you got going on?
Still plugging my way through Dicey Tales manuscript and almost done. And I have whole chapters rewritten. No, I'm kidding. But that's what we're working on.
Mostly now we're just trying to fill in blank spaces with some quotes and what art we can scavenge up. There ended up being a lot of white space that we're trying to make look not so bad.
Well, tell you what, you two, if you need something art-wise, I got you covered. Don't worry about this part. I got you. If you got a blank page, I got art for you.
I will let you two discuss that. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you guys very much for playing. A little combat heavy there, a little hand wavy. This was actually, as written in the module, this was a tricky bit, but I think you guys did just fine with it. So we will check out what's behind the ring next time, and what this fine piece of real estate is you guys ran into. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.